I got the banner here as well. Real deal.
Doggies fans, welcome to the show. All things Bulldogs. Here we go, here we go. Yeah. Here we go. Blue and white pride, Bulldogs for life. Dogfather here, gas by my side.
Well, there you go, people. G'day, Doggies fans, all things Bulldogs. And my microphone's on. Gas is here. How you going, buddy, on location?
G'day, mate. How you going? Welcome, everyone. We're down in the famous Sydney Harbour. Got the banner here. We're on location, live. I was caught out of home, so I just thought I'd stick it and do it here, guys. Come down and say hello.
If you're around that area, go and say hello to Gas. If you can see where he
McMahon's
is.
Point, guys. McMahon's Point.
G'day. Beautiful. All right, big show on tonight. We've already got a heap of people on. Already 50 watching tonight, which is absolutely brilliant. Good. We'll say a quick hello to Ryan, Lucas, Tani's. She'll be listening while driving. G'day, Tani. That's Tay Cochran's sister. Ma Diesel family. G'day. Bulldog Mike loves the intro. Timmy's on. He's loving it. We've got Lawrence, Brian, and I think that's Tommy. Kaylee 3665, and here's Shoei, Sean, KB 365, and Sayed Jamal, who put some nice comments to discuss earlier. And there he is, our other legendary Mike as well. So good to see everybody who's come on to say hello. Big night tonight. G'day, Damo. He loves the intro as well. So it's a big night tonight. We're giving away a Bulldogs Vegas jersey, proudly donated by our master statsman, Dave, or D, as he likes to be called. And I'll tell you what, he's got a bunch of stats for us tonight in regards to the Raiders game. Thank you very much. So D has sponsored this competition. He has provided the prize for us, a very generous offer. The winner tonight will win a Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs Vegas jersey with their player's name of their choice. If they're available in their size, obviously we'll go through the members store. If they've already got one of those jerseys or got enough of those jerseys in some people's case, happy for you to spend it to the same amount of money from any prize in the store, even multiple prizes up to what we can spend. The money's there ready to go. It'll be purchased tonight if you're willing and able for the winner to win. We've already got some people who have qualified for tickets. To guarantee your entry, you need to pay a $10 super chat, or you can donate that through Buy Me a Coffee, or we've got our charity as well, which I'll open up for donations as well. If you've already a paying subscriber, we've got many paying subscribers now who give us that token amount a lot of the time to let us know they support this channel and they want this channel to keep going. Those people get an extra ticket. If you go through the Buy Me a Coffee site, you actually double up on your tickets as well. So people who haven't, qualified yet, you've still got a chance up until the end of the night. We're hoping to get as many super chats as we can tonight in order to give people more chances. We will do the random draw at the end of the podcast, and the winner will be announced and hopefully be still watching, so that way we can get that ordered and sent to you as quickly as possible. And happy St. Patrick's Day. Elevator has a guide rail 3666. Nice to see you. James just kicks things off. So there we go. Thank you so much. And yep, James could use another jersey for the collection. So James has actually qualified for a couple of tickets and he's a paying member. So he's got 4 tickets in the draw. That's how it works. Thank you so much, James. Always helping out. Guys, we're going to talk about, obviously, the Bulldogs and the Raiders. We're going to respond to NRL 360. We're going to talk a bit about mental health. Look, we need to be kind to Bronson Xerri. It's, sometimes a person can not like some news and react. That's human, right? We see it every single day. Might have went back to that dark place that he was in a few years ago, as Gas was talking about on Saturday. So, maybe a chat with Gas and he's all systems go. He gets to audition for his spot back. He gets to audition for a future club potentially. Let's just keep it positive about that, right? We don't need to make it all about Burton and Galvin or all about him being a Jackson Torpenay or whatever. Let's take care of Bronson. He's still a Bulldog. And while he's a Bulldog, he's always a Bulldog, right? And if he's got some lessons to learn, let him learn them, all right? We can hopefully cheer him on in New South Wales Cup and hopefully he kicks its ass and helps lead that team to a massive victory tomorrow. Not tomorrow, whenever that is on Saturday. So we're going to show you all the team lists as well, guys. So how are you going, Gas? What's happening, brother?
Yeah, very good, mate. And yeah, just as you were saying about Bronson, guys, I mentioned it on Saturday when the news broke. And I think it's even more prevalent now that all the information's come out. Bronson spent 4 years in the wilderness, and that was a very, very difficult time, guys, for him. So if you can imagine, he didn't watch any rugby league. He didn't want anything to do with the game. So he didn't even know what he was doing, whether he was coming back to the sport or not. And lo and behold, a year before his suspension was over, he met with Gus Gould, and the rest is history. He came back to the Bulldogs. But along that time, guys, in those 4 years, he was absolutely struggling, guys. He was doing it tough. He didn't want to be a part of anything or anyone. And when you get dropped, sometimes the first thing that triggers in your mind is a rejection because you feel like you've been, pushed out again. So something would have triggered in him, intrinsically without him even realizing, and he would have been upset and pushing back internally. He's part of a great team and he's part of a great, trio as well with Carraz and Hayward. They're 3 great mates. So, that this could have been something very quickly that would have just triggered in him, and he would have been like, I don't know how to deal with this. So he's obviously reached out to someone that he trusts and someone close to him, and he's vented his frustration. And this person, obviously not happy, someone who cares for him a lot, obviously reached out to, Dean Ritchie, and then he broke the story and off it went from there. But, Gus Gould got to him first in the morning before he came in to basically ask for a release, because in his mind, he felt like he was just let go and no one cared about him. So all his reasons, all his things in his mind, he's not thinking clearly, guys. You just got to understand 4 years of dealing with what he's doing. It's just something that he has to deal with now. So this is where it's very important that we jump, behind him and support him and let him work things out. If it means that he's going to be with the club moving forward as it happens, something might, kick in, so be it. If it means that it's not the Bulldogs, then so be it, guys. Whatever happens, we need to support these people and deal with them, just like we, did last year when we rallied behind Lachlan Galvin after all the stuff that he was copping in the media. So that's very important, and it's something that I've thought about a lot from the first time we spoke about it on Saturday. That was the first thing I discussed in our Saturday podcast, guys. I said, this is probably something that's just straight away triggered in him, and it happens. So just, be patient, guys. Let the story sort itself out, and we'll go from there. But, like Michael said, exciting night tonight. We're giving away that jersey, so it's going to be really exciting to see who picks that up. We've had quite a few people throw some super chats over the last few weeks already, and now we've had a couple more today. So thank you to Lucas and to Mike and James as usual. So make sure you throw yourself into the ring, guys. It's going to be a very, very good chance to win a jersey today once they spin that wheel. And it's going to be exciting for us to start our preparations now for Thursday. So everything we got now goes into this next game on Thursday, and the Raiders are absolutely pissed. They got hammered in New Zealand. They just scraped over the line against Manly, and what we did to them last year is still etched in their brains, guys. Even when Salmon scored that try, he gave it back to Ricky Stewart with the weak-gutted dog. So there's a lot of things stemming from that game. They were embarrassed in front of their home crowd. 32-0 in the second half. It was the critter show. And then obviously, kick out chimed in and everyone else did their job. And Max King got the try that he was searching for, that he hasn't got for the last 30 years. So it's going to be a big, big, big game for us this week. So, I'll be heading out there with Aki. We've got our banner all ready. We'll be out there supporting the team. Make sure there's still a lot of tickets available, guys. When I say a lot, there's still tickets available. I think they were dwindling very fast. I know it's a Thursday night, guys, but knock off a little bit early and just do the drive down. It'll be worth it to support your team, guys. Our first play on Australian soil, guys. So bring it on.
Beautiful. So I've already got and I'm just keeping tabs of all the donations everyone's got. And towards the end of the show, I'll be preparing that wheel. So already tonight we've got $50. $50 donated already tonight. So thanks you so much, people. Hopefully see a couple of other people who haven't been able to have a contribution, get a few more people into the draw. It'd be great. And thank you, Benny. That's beautiful, mate. Preston Magic. Brian said thank you very much. He made his niece very happy with the Jacob Preston number plate he got in the mail, which is fantastic. Ryan says pink suits us very well. I think it suits Gas well, as he's got that nice, beautiful tan. But thank you so much, guys. That's really appreciated. We're up to $60 already, and we're 14 minutes in. Hope you like the intro. We've been working on some stuff. Gas put together some ones. I like a little bit more. Gas is more of a ballad man. I'm more of a rock man. But between us both, we come up with something pretty good. And he inspired me to get something cranking. Lawrence Chon 2052. All you need to do is put a minimum $10 super chat in. So if you subscribe, make sure you're subscribed to our channel, and you can do a super chat for $10, and that gets you a ticket in the draw. By the look of it, there'll be about a maximum of 50 tickets so far. So you got a 1 in 50 chance of winning a jersey, which is pretty bloody good. Timmy's loving it as well. G'day, Andy. Good to see you, and we're looking forward to seeing you in Queensland, hopefully at the Dolphins game, hopefully at the Broncos game, Magic Round, and all of that, mate. Hopefully if you're not being worked too hard, setting up the screens and stuff. And Brian's also given us some more money as well, so it just keeps on. Lawrence has become a new member of the channel as well, so thank you so much to you. Yeah, if you donate $10 or join the Dogfather, you get through a super chat, you get a ticket. You actually will get 2 tickets in the draw now because you've become a subscriber. Well done, brother. Thank you so much.
It's not showing yet, Aki.
Oh, Aki's said something, has he? You got your Bulldogs sports bar jacket for Magic Round. Is that like the button-up ones, like the baseball ones? Because I used to have one of them as a kid. I really loved it. Yep, I hope to see you, Andy. We'll definitely arrange to meet you. James will be at all the games. We'll catch up with you as well. And Aki's donated as well. He wants to get into the draw. So it's all happening, people. Thank you so much. So we want to talk a lot about everything, but at Laura Super Chat. That's it. The high school or college jackets look awesome. Yeah, I like them. I want to see more of that sort of stuff. So lots to talk about, people. I reckon we get straight in to the team lists. But obviously, if you're watching on Facebook, you're watching on Instagram, make sure you're liking, saying hello. Get that cranking, everyone. Amir, yeah, Paul, welcome to you, Harry.
How you going, mate?
Yeah, we'll talk about the Melbourne Storm while they talk down Melbourne. I think they talk them up most. They talk them down. They spend, to me, Melbourne gets a pretty good go of it, mate. They're in love with Melbourne. You know,
They got the best spine in the comp.
Yeah. And as you could see, when they were trying to get Lomax, he just thought he could send a little message basically like, hey, Abdo, go and put the pressure on Paris so we can get Lomax, please. So obviously there's a precedent there, you know, but it's not their fault. It's because the NRL has always needed Melbourne to work. So, and we all understand that in a way. We love the fact that Melbourne are now producing their own juniors and stuff. Like there's Victorians getting through the system. They're not just a faux Queensland team anymore, even if I don't know if that's the right word. But, yeah, if, Harry, you want to get in and get a Bulldogs Vegas jersey, $10 is all you got to donate. Amir, same with you. But totally understand, you know, petrol's fucking expensive at the moment. And being a courier, it feels like I've got to work 3 extra hours to make extra money, you know, but. Yeah, Gas is out fishing, mate. He's got some. He's fishing for Vikings out in the harbour with some rabbit meat.
I finished late work, guys, and I decided to just do it on location today, so it's all good.
Yeah,
came prepared.
Dr. Timmy loved reading the multicultural round legends for the club, Dr. George Paponis, and has them on the Bulldogs site. Yeah, good to see more Timmy. Stuff. Yeah, more jokers talking about Burton in the centres. That's what I mean. Like, I've got these fools. Jamie just sent me his jacket, his Bulldogs jacket. That's bloody awesome. It's like a formal suit jacket. So next week, I'm actually going to show you a video of Jamie's Bulldogs lair at his house. He's basically got his house everything Bulldogs, which we might start doing if you've got a nice a room dedicated to the dogs or the whole house or whatever it is. Send us a video and we'll show it, or we might bring you on to have a look. Get some nice kingies there and some brim.
Mate, I only go where I find snapper, mate. Sorry, Haz. I only love the snappers, mate. Oh, and the Jewies, mate. No, they'll chop up my line, mate. No, Timmy, just at McMahon's point, mate.
Yeah, that is one of the sad things, Mike. First time for a few years at Monoculture Round isn't at Belmore, and we don't have the nice, beautiful walk with all the drums and all the different flags and stuff. It's such a brilliant day. There's a really good Bulldogs supporter who loves the Bulldogs, and he's got his own little fishing YouTube channel. Prodigy Hayes fishing. Check it out. He goes fishing off the banks everywhere around Sydney.
It's a hot fish, you're saying, hot fish.
Hot fish. All right, well, let's get into some Bulldogs talk. So you can see I'll get the team list scrolling across there for you people. So obviously it's the same now. Look, we've got Connor Tracy, Jacob Carraz, and Ari Tuala taking Bronson Xerri's spot, Stephen Crichton and Marcello Montoya. I'm expecting for it just to be that way. Anari comes in the centres, joins Marcello, and everything else business as usual. But there is obviously that chance that they may shift Jacob Carraz into the centres and put Anari on the wing. It's always potential for that. But I'm thinking that, we're going for that left-hand edge dominance. Anari's gets his opportunity to be a first-choice starter in this team. Same forward pack, almost the same bench. Now, Sayed sent me some messages saying that he can see potential of Sean O'Sullivan coming in and spending some time at halfback and Burton playing more of that lock role because Bailey Hayward's playing more of an 80-minute role. And look, I don't mind it in theory. As I said to Sayed, I just don't see that happening. What I expect from Serrato for a fair while is it's basically a three-man bench, and then they're just playing the rest by ears, So, do we need to? Are we defending too much? Do we need to give Bailey Hayward a break? Now, if we give Bailey Hayward a break, do we just use Salmon and Mann? Mann probably be ahead of Salmon in that role for a bit. Salmon plays longer minutes in a rotation. And then we use Curran, for example, as well, rather than going to O'Sullivan or Turpin, for example. The other option is that, they're forced into it due to an injury. But for me, O'Sullivan is just cover for the halves. Turpin's cover for the hooker or to come in and play that small lock role. I think Turpin would be probably preferred as that small 13. I think so. For example, if Salmon or Mann got injured, they might bring Turpin in to replace one of those two, as well as if Bailey Hayward needs a break, he might bring Turpin in as well. It just depends on the timing, and obviously with New South Wales Cup after this, what they're going to do is we just got a massive donation of $30 by the look of that from Lawrence.
Thank you, Lawrence.
Which means Lawrence will have that's amazing, mate. Thank you so much. So, Lawrence, you're actually going to have 4 tickets in the draw, which is amazing. So well done, mate. Quite a few people now with 4 in the tickets. Give me a jersey. You coming from, Tom, where are you from, mate? Scream it out loud, brother.
That,
Give me the money. Show me. No, you got to say, show me the money. Show me the money.
Is that Tom tight? Just spend $10 if you want to win it. It's okay, Tom.
If you got $10, Tom, if you can afford that without breaking the bank or making things hard for yourself,
the chances are pretty good. Chances are
brother.
good.
Yeah, we'll talk about all that, Timmy. But good questions, mate. No, Harry, I actually thoroughly disagree with that. I agree that Bronson Xerri would likely be one that would struggle to hold his spot in every sort of club. The least look, if your senior centre is getting on, slowing down a bit, getting injuries, and the senior centre being Critter in our team, right? Then it's like, okay, we don't want to pay $1 million for a centre. We move them on. It's a bit different when they're potentially can float around, play spine stuff. Essentially, you got a superstar in your team, right? Which you would understand. Bronson Xerri then becomes the other centre player, really becomes the expendable one. And that's a spot where a winger would progress to a centre because the centres typically get more money, or although in my opinion, in the long run, potentially that becomes equal. And then potentially wingers even take over centres in some sides as far as what they pay them. So like a Carraz comes into a centre and then we upgrade a junior, for example, and bring them up onto the wing. That's more how our system's going to work. That's how good systems work. So Xerri would already be the expendable one, to be honest, because unless he sort of, and this is what can happen with some centers, they go, okay, well, I'm a Bulldog. I want to be a Bulldog. I'm happy to move into the back row. Give me a crack there. Give me an extension. Give me an opportunity there. The coach might have even thought of that. I can name heaps of players back in the day that have done similar sort of things and moved out into the back row. In our side, they seem to be starting pretty young doing that as well. So, or going from back row as juniors into centre positions and stuff, as you've seen in our reserve grade side and that with the Reardons and Alatinis and stuff. So as far as, so round one. So look, mate, obviously he comes back. There's a lot of time between round one and round three, obviously. And no one owns the jersey. I think Billy Slater said it best about Queensland. I think this goes to every single club. If you're, the reason New South Wales fans are always said they're not as passionate because a lot of Sydney fans would rather their team win than their state win. They'd rather their team win than their state. It's sort of cultural like that, right? Where Queensland is a state first. So that sort of cultural stuff is this. I fucking lost my train of thought, which has pissed me right off.
Michael, do you think Adam O'Brien would have anything to do about the switching positions potentially in the off season? Not, I mean, like moving Critter to the left.
They swapped last year. They swapped players around last year. They put
I'm just saying, but they made
semi-final the year before. So
I'm just saying to make it more permanent. Would you think that Adam might have come in there and said, "Hey, I want to try something. I want to have you considered swapping over the wingers and whatever and doing it the way he did it?"
I think
I'm just saying as a suggestion.
I think you'd appreciate having your best attacking weapons in the place where you attack the most. But to get back to Harry, I want to finish what I was saying there, man. So we're one round in, we're 19 days down. Xerri's the most expendable one. So basically, if Bronson Xerri hasn't been up to speed with the standards and they've got a thought process that he's having a few difficulties Look, that's the facts, right? That's the facts that have come out. There's a lot of truth that's come out in these rumors. It's not because he's playing on the right edge. If anyone believes it's because he's playing on the right edge, that might have been presented as a reason or an excuse or just a tag on to add more to the story. The story is he was pissed off that he got dropped. There's been quite a few things that have been in the lead up to it. Now, I'm going to go through Bronson's stats, and we'll look at Anari's small little section of stats as well, which are a mix of wing and center as well. But if you've got someone in your team and, you know, they're having some challenges, there's doubts on whether they can go with the program, you start moving past those people, or if they sort of haven't taken it seriously, and he may or may not have, that would mean that he isn't going to get his jersey. Sorry, what I meant to say was, as Billy Slater says it best, when no one owns the fucking jersey, you don't own that. Number 4 isn't Critter's jersey, right? Number 8 is a Max King's jersey. These jerseys belong to the club and the fans, and you earn the jersey every single minute you're at training, away from training. People need to understand that these guys are, you know, they're carrying trackers full time. The amount of statistics that they've got. So they're mapping every single movement these guys make on a football field over 80 minutes. They map it, and then they map it again. They go, this is where you were last time. This is where you turned your shoulders, where we worked on the other way. You continue to do it. You're continuing to fall for this. We actually worked on this play. Can you explain to me how you're going to make it so that, because we know you can do the right thing. We've seen you do it. But how are you going to do that in a game situation? What is compelling you to turn? Why is that happening? This is the sort of detail they have with individuals and from a team thing. And they talk about it in front of each other a lot of the time. And what they actually are really good at doing is actually becoming accountable. They actually know where they go wrong a lot of the time. So we can't just sit here and create these fucking narratives that, oh, there's fucking turmoil and there's some hideous plan to get rid of a player. Like, man, I want to hear you say Cherry 6 CUNT for the rest of my life. Like, you give me fucking chills, Harry, when I'm listening to that. Some people think it's funny. I fucking love it because I feel I know where I was at that moment. I know how we're in different fucking lounge rooms and we've got the same passion and excitement happening at the same time. That's how we're all connected, right? But the business side of it is he's the expendable one. And if he's not getting the attack side of things right. So when Gas sort of says, do you think Adam O'Brien's had something to do with potentially moving them sides and stuff? I'd say, of course, he's got his fingers on it, but I would suggest that we talk about this on All Things Bulldogs all the time. They have played players either side all the time. They've put people on an edge when they know they don't like it. And it's actually helped their middle game and vice versa. We've seen so many players that have come through as 80-minute mentality backs, people that have a mentality of playing and working for 80 minutes, brought through into the middle of the field, the most fearsome place, and being able to keep progressing with that system and lifting himself off the floor and chasing 80 meters when there's a break and being there on the spot when something fucking happens. The desperation we've seen in our team over the last 2 years, that didn't come from nowhere. That come from having these players understand that whether you're in attack or defense, you've got to be on your game, on the ball, and be connected together. And we saw last year a connected defensive unit that smashed every victory we had, even the 30-0 victory over Souths. We had to earn it every part of the way. The 20-0 victory over Newcastle wasn't that impressive. they had a lot go wrong to start with. The 16-8 victory against Parramatta, it was what, 12-8 with 5 minutes to go. And it went back and forth without a mistake for about, it seemed like the whole second half. Toby kicked for 1,000 metres. Yeah, well done. And the team were happy just to grind. And it was like that against the Dragons. It felt like we're playing para in round 3 again in Las Vegas. That's how it felt to me. We're in control. We're just going for set. They have 2 opportunities. They convert them. They don't look like scoring at any other point in the match. Yet we're all like, oh, fuck, we didn't win by enough. So Bronson Xerri has lost his spot. And now it's up to Bronson to come back and say, oh, well, if he wants to be a Bulldog, get back in and prove the data wrong, prove the doubters wrong, overcome the thoughts going through his head. And as Gas said, if he's gone to a dark place when he got dropped or he's having some things going wrong, that can affect everything. We don't know. We need to support Xerri. We need to support the club. It's as simple as that. Back the club in its decisions. Back Xerri in fighting back and auditioning for our first grade side every week. And if that's not going to be his future for his next club, and hopefully walks out of here as a loved and respected member. And that's what I don't really agree with all the Bulldogs pundits and everyone just starting to say, well, fuck Xerri, because we don't know the full story, but we do know the Bulldogs have had some issues with his with the standards, that he's not meeting them. That's a fact, and that's why he was dropped. And obviously he's probably got a bit of a problem with that. Because, Michael, as you said, Harry, it is something, I won't be long, Gas, yep. Sorry, mate. It is something that we're not used to seeing a team drop a player after round 1. I would suggest that if they've dropped him, it's for a very, very good reason, and we should just trust the club with it. Like, it's not sinister. You know what I mean? Anyway, Gas.
So if you remember what I said 2 weeks ago after we came back from Vegas, I said the player that needed to have the most improvement and start believing in themselves was Bronson Xerri. I named him 2 weeks ago after we did the podcast from Vegas, because if you watch him play, to me, he plays very conservative. He plays like he's trying to do everything correct. He's always, focusing on his defense. But when it comes to attack, if you remember, there was an opportunity he had in the game against the Dragons where he got a loose ball, and he kind of just ran a bad line inside and didn't make that many meters and got tackled pretty meekly. The player that we need out of Bronson Xerri is the player that basically he was before he went away for his 4 years. That raw talent, that speed to burn, and everything. That's what the Bulldogs have been waiting for. They've given him now basically 2 years, 2024, 2025, to recapture that sort of enthusiasm in attack, which is what they want from him. It kind of got masked initially in 2024 when he had Fox next to him. But last year, when he didn't have Fox next to him, he did struggle. He had some good individual performances in a few games against the Roosters and against Manly. But overall, if you look at the way he was in attack, he did struggle to be that extra creative force. I know he was carrying injuries. However, in the off-season, Tawala was training the house down, and Xerri was given the benefit of the doubt and was basically kept in that team only because they wanted to just, apparently they were very close to not even playing him in Vegas. But that would have caused a big furor. Imagine if all of this broke down in Vegas, guys. Imagine all of what's happened now happened in Vegas, where you drop Xerri in the last moment. But I will say one thing. Cameron Ciraldo, as a coach, refuses to make a mistake about something that he feels passionate about. And I honestly believe once he's made up his mind that he's not feeling it with Xerri the way he's going, he said, that's it. I'm not going to accept something. And he speaks about these guys, and he gives us examples in previous podcasts that he does. Once his mind is set on something, he doesn't want to have a regret about a decision he's made. He backs himself, guys. And that's exactly what he's done. He's backed himself. Tawala's training the house down. He's fresh. He's fit. Xerri has not taken those levels. He gave him one game. Just because they won, it doesn't mean he has to stay in the team. He gave him that one game. He didn't see what he wanted out of him. He didn't see the changes he wanted that he was talking about during the off-season that they were training towards. It was just another solid performance from Xerri, nothing that they wanted from him. And that's why, whatever he's done since then, whatever, methods in training, whatever, motivation he's got, whatever's happening, it just wasn't, the coaches wasn't feeling it. So at the end of the day, guys, Xerri, once he basically got told that he was dropped, that what triggers after that is another reaction altogether, guys. That's just something that is human nature. Okay, anybody who gets basically pushed out of something that you feel very strongly about, your first reaction is always very, very, very bad. You know what I mean? It's in anything, like, it's human nature, guys. So you need to cut the guy some slack and just be patient with that. He's now calmed down a bit. Let's hope now he goes back and works on his game, because you imagine something happens, guys, knock on wood, we get an injury, let's say Montoya hypothetically, or someone. There's a good chance that you'll bring Xerri back in and you'll put, if he's playing well in New South Wales Cup, and you'll put Tuala on the wing. Who knows? Who knows what they do, guys? So let's not just throw everything down the gurgler now and start all these wild things that everyone's doing. I think at the end of the day, he has not been achieving the markers that the coaching has been set for him. And ultimately, it's cost him his position right now. There's a better alternative. Tuala's been looking very, very good. He's fit, and he's actually running a lot faster than Xerri, guys. Xerri, if you notice the way he runs, he has not been hitting top speed, guys. He's been, I don't know what it is. This is why 2 weeks ago I said that the player that has the biggest improvement this year is Xerri. I said this 2 weeks ago. Go back and listen to the podcast, because you watch him play, he's actually restricted, guys. He's defending well. He's doing the team role, but he's not doing what we know he could be doing. Now, we've given him 2 years to get that right. It hasn't happened. Enough was enough for the coach, and he's now basically put him on notice to say, go back and work on it and basically get that hunger again, guys. It's kind of like Rocky Balboa, guys, when he couldn't even do what he had to do with his training, and then he got, Apollo to come and help him learn how to box again, guys. We need that out of him. We need him to come back and ready to go, guys, and get that killer instinct again. At the moment, he doesn't have it, guys. He's very comfortable with his mates. They're having a really good time in there. Hayward, Carraz. Sometimes, guys, this might pull some people down. Cameron Serelda is all about excellence. If he's not achieving the levels he wants, it doesn't matter, guys, who you are. It's like Michael said. Nobody owns the jersey. Nobody owns the number, guys. I understand all of you have got all your wild theories or your, logical theories, whatever they might be. But this is the reality, guys, and we have to all work together and move on. Trust me, this would have been a lot worse and disrupted our preseason and what would have happened in Vegas if this had happened in Vegas. But we had 19 days. He waited till the last week. That's it. He bit the head off, guys, and move on. He just didn't cut it, guys, for what we were looking for. And that's probably why I even said what I said 2 weeks ago, because I couldn't see it either. He just hasn't been doing what he's supposed to be doing, guys. He's just been too conservative, too safe. We need more out of him, guys.
Yeah.
So that's what I think, mate.
Harry said that not everyone, a lot of players didn't play that well, and so Xerri wasn't that bad. Look, I felt there were a lot of players who played really well, and I don't think we give enough credit to the Dragons. We won the match. This is the whole ridiculous notion. Yesterday on NRL 360, and it's probably again today. Look, I expected them to talk about Xerri. Like, fair enough. That's fair enough, right? But they could have been talking about Anthony Seibold and Manly. They could have been talking about, and the way that team isn't playing for their coach. We could see that straight up when that field goal that Sanders got, only one player chased. Obviously they tied, but that's it. There's only one player who got off the ground to chase. And last week was probably the worst performance I'd seen from Manly. They can turn it around. It's only 2 rounds, and they got a lot of great attacking players. But when did they talk about them yesterday? Surely they only just played. We haven't played. They just used Xerri as a reason to start talking about Matt Burton. They don't give a fuck about Xerri. They don't. They know that that's not going to be they'll keep it there as a little headline. But even our Dogs fans on the Saturday, I could see it through all the comments. It was like, okay, Cherry wants out, fuck him off. Let's talk about moving Burton into the centres. Burton is picked for New South Wales for the last 3 years because he's a fucking great player. He's our best half in the club. I'll keep saying it. And until that changes, Galvin is going to be a great 6 or a great 13 in the future, and he'll be an even better one because of the lessons he's going to learn at halfback. Right? Simple as that. And when Sean O'Sullivan can be a star for a first grade side consistently, you know, if that was to happen with us, I'm happy for it. But he hasn't really done that. He's done it in little spits and spurts. Galvin had, what did I say, 100 touches in the last game. So let's just let them go. Forget this narrative. They didn't fail as a combination last year. They hardly played together. And when it was time to really knuckle down in the finals and play together, they couldn't because Burton had to play centre because we'd lost all our centre depth. And always remember this. They actually said this on 360, but they don't ever acknowledge the Bulldogs in this. If you take the best player out of any of those teams in the finals, they said they go out in straight sets. They go out in one round. Well, the Bulldogs didn't have Stephen Crichton for, they had him for 10 minutes of the match in the first game that we nearly won away from home, and didn't have him against his old team in the Panthers. So we weren't disappointing. Our best fucking player and captain didn't play. Let's remember that always, okay? It's if you're going to make excuses, there's your fucking excuse. That's the only one you need. Take Nathan Cleary out of the Panthers, take Reece Walsh out of the Broncos, you know, take Tedesco out of the fucking Roosters. They don't win shit. Take Munster out of the Storm or Harry Grant.
Cameron Smith out of the Storm.
Take Cameron Smith out of
they lose 40 nil.
That's it. Take Michael Ennis out of the Bulldogs in 2014. No chance. No chance of winning without Ennis. If he played, we could have won. He was so important to us in that season. So let's give these people a break. Now, Bronson Xerri, I love him, right? And I've always felt that he's been really conservative, as Gas said. And I've always been thinking that he is going to ascend. As Gas said a few days ago, he's his player he expects to improve the most because he needs to. But that attacking flair, it's there. Anari's in the system. He understands the system. They'll put trust in him. Now, if it goes pear-shaped against Canberra, it's not all doom and gloom. I actually expect us to be it's like a round one game for us again next week. And you're always a little bit, as you said, Harry. I love referring back to you, Harry. I love saying Harry. Harry's in my background. You're a wizard, Harry. The whole point of it is this team is focused on defense. It's all about defense, and the attack evolves. Now, I've looked at the Panthers in the first 2 games, barely conceded a point, but they haven't been that great in attack. They haven't. Against the Broncos, Parramatta's attack was way better than the Panthers against the Broncos. But the Panthers tortured and annihilated that Broncos side for 80 minutes and forced them to stuff up. They didn't have the resilience to go with them. Now, that Penrith side in about 15, 16 rounds, when they get their origin players back and they go for that final run, that's when they start putting teams to the sword and they start scoring really good tries. And then when they come into the finals, as usual, they knuckle down again, all about defense, and they execute precision plays. Now, this talk about our attack hasn't improved. Well, the game against Manly last year, they were up for it. They gave it to us. And the tries that we scored were phenomenal. executed to the minute. We would have beaten any side that day. I have no doubt about it. But we have to be that every single week, and that's the hard thing, especially with your attack. So, yeah, with Bronson Xerri, getting back to him, let's give him a break. He's got the space. He can do whatever he's got to do. You know, I'm seeing some typical – and, look, I don't give a fuck if people leave because they don't like what we've got to say, right? So let's get Mondarwin. Mate, he's going. Okay. How can you back someone who wants to leave? C'est la vie. Okay, according to the news reports, he said he wanted to leave. When somebody says in the heat of the moment, I fucking want out of here, this is bullshit. They're young men. Go back to when you were 24 and 25 years old, if you're not that right now, and tell me you haven't lost your shit and said things you didn't mean because you're upset. We expect these young boys to be fucking 49, 48-year-old perfect men like myself and gas. They're not. Right? It's very rare you get a young fucking gentleman with his head screwed on who can keep it in their pants when things go wrong. A lot of people fly off the handle. I see it every fucking day on the road. Young men, old men, young women, old women, middle age, whatever. He said some words. Okay. Let's get it back to what the actual situation is. He probably will leave one day. There is opportunities in the market, which his manager will be aware of. Maybe there's an opportunity for him to have his future sorted and some good income. But I can tell you now, he doesn't want to leave his best mate. He loves Carraz and Bailey Hayward. That's why he reacted to being dropped, because it's like, you're breaking the band up, man. What are you fucking doing? How can you do this to me? It's club first mentality, which Vossi was talking about. Yeah, it is. But they haven't dropped him because he was pissed off that he got dropped. They dropped him because he hasn't met standards that they expect. And if you don't meet those standards, you don't stay in the team. That's as simple as that. And we see it. Harry Hayes and that, they're getting paid less than Josh Curran. Harry Hayes ascended the number order on that team sheet is very important on that reserve bench. If you're 16, you're ahead of the 17, right? If you're 15, you're ahead of the 16. Obviously, but some people don't realise that. It's like that's your pecking order already right there. 14 and that they're different roles. Sometimes the 17 is the third forward. Sometimes it's the second utility, right? But Josh Curran has done great things for our club, but Harry's gone past him. Why? Because of the stuff he does on and off the park, training, and that's not just Serrato. That's what they all collectively come up with. We need the cherry against Manly running through Turbo last year. That's it, Brian. We need that confident cherry who gets into the clear and pins the ears back. And we also need the one that threw those beautiful passes to the Fox against the Melbourne Storm in 2024. Haven't seen enough of that. So look, as Gas rightly pointed out, it was a big transition last year to come from having the Fox outside, Burton on the other side and kick out there. That was pretty humming left edge, right? That helped Cherry a lot. And Cherry helped them as well, don't get me wrong. They're all a threat. I think the big problem which most people have in their gut is they don't see an Ari Tawala as a best 17 player in most clubs. That's what I feel. That's what I feel that people think. That's what I'm getting from this. That's the little elephant in the room as such. And I can understand that. I get that. I do. I really understand that. but let's trust the process. Now, one thing I wanted to fucking smash in the face, and this is from the NRL 360 mob and some of our fans and other fans as well, the very notion that people would articulate in a really professional, calm sort of dialogue that it really makes sense that the Bulldogs have pushed Xerri to the right edge because they were trying to upset him so that he would leave the club to give them some cap space. So they inevitably they could move Burton into the centres so that Galvin and Mitch Woods could play in the halves without any issues. Like, people believe this shit, and 360 is sort of alluding to it, like, oh, maybe. I'll tell you something now. Why would you assemble? Think about it. Critter, and if anyone hasn't seen Harry's breakdown of why Critter is a fucking legend, go watch that on TikTok. But you get Critter, who played left edge in 2023, right? Was the best left centre in the game in 2023. Moves to the right edge of the Bulldogs in 24. In there for 25. Does a bit of fullback work when we needed him as well. Starts this year back on the left. It's fucking normal. It's normal. He plays either side and he plays it just as well. You know, some people, you put them on the left, they're great. You put them on the right and they can't see things the same way, right? We had Luke Keary talking about that on one of the podcasts. And that's a thing too, right? But Xerri knows how to play left and right. It's not a deal breaker. Carraz can play left or right now, not a deal breaker, right? But for them to assemble Burton, Kickout, Critter, and Jacob Carraz on the one side, like, why the fuck wouldn't you? And if they want a bit more speed on that right edge, well, Bronson hasn't shown it or demonstrated, as Gas pointed out. Anari's got that bit more speed. Maybe it's an entry point as well for players like Jonathan Sewer and others that we've got coming through. That's one of the positions. You got to have a wing spot and a sort of a centre spot or one of those spots available to bring through your young guys, or you have to fucking lose them all if they're that good. Sometimes you're trying to make room for a great fullback on their way through. If you're lucky enough, get a really great fullback onto your wing. So many different scenarios, but unfortunately, Xerri is the guy who's going to be expendable in that position, and he's not really a winger. He's not, do we need him to play another position? So, yeah, it's just one of those things. And potentially his manager sees the writing on the wall in the future as well. Potentially that's what they're going to do is explore some other options. He maybe goes early. He maybe stays to the end of the year. Anari Tuala could break his leg tomorrow and they've got to call Xerri back in. That's potential. It's business as usual. Let's get behind them, boys. Let's show them the way. Let's support them all. If you're at the Cup games, give him a shout out. Hopefully goes out there and auditions for his future and gets his way back into the team as someone that we want to see. Bulldog Mike says Tuala's a better defender, has a greater strike rate for tries and averages more meters a game than Xerri. Well, I'll let Gas go through a couple of things while I get Tuala's stats up for you.
Yeah. And Andy also mentions, I think Bronson's proven his worth. Any negative conversations or speculation is just a narrative to trying to derail him, trying to derail us from smashing the Raiders. The pressure is kind of on Tuala to perform, he thinks, which, all of this is just increased. Instead of Tuala just getting his position now and just running with it, like any other teams drop a player and it doesn't have this much effect as it does for the Bulldogs. No. This is the power that our supporters have, guys. You know, whenever something happens for us, it just magnifies. You know, and you know, they just have to mention, you know, all the same stories in every discussion. So
Yeah.
so before injury, last year, Tuala was arguably our best player. I mean, look at that move, guys, that he did against the Cowboys in North Queensland. Anybody remember that?
And
The way that he made that break,
that beautiful
that
pass to Rinicana.
oh, I mean, that
Yeah.
that was silky smooth, guys. Like, I don't think we've given him enough opportunity. We haven't seen the best of him. And don't forget, guys, he's been, you know, he struggled through injury, and now that he's fit and firing, let's give him an opportunity. Let's see what he's got, guys. You know, it's you know, no different than you know, like Michael said. I mean, everyone's talking about it because it's Tuala, but imagine hypothetically that we had dropped Galvin and we brought Mitch Woods in if he was fit. You know, everyone's like, oh well, that's what we were supposed to do. So don't look at it that way, guys. You know, it's every player has an equal opportunity to perform, and you know the coach has to stick with his gut, guys. That's my feeling. He's not going to leave a regret behind. He's going to go with it, and if it happens to work out, so be it. If it doesn't work out, then hopefully Cherry proves himself, regains that hunger and that aggressive attack, and then he can force his way back in the team. We would love nothing more than that, guys. So,
Harry,
and
there's no player swap in the work at all. Look, the amount of people that I've heard quote little narratives like this because Fox let a little cat out of the bag. Like, we've been doing this show for 4 years, right? In the bad times, up to the good. And I've heard it all. You watch whispers here, you know, I've had hundreds of fans, thousands of people tell me all this stuff. I just sit there and watch what Gus does or watch what the club does. Don't get me wrong. The club play their part. They manage their business well. They do what they've got to do. And sometimes
business.
it can be at a player's expense. It's happening at every club, though. This is what you've got to understand. You know, Joby made a great comment. When it comes to the Bulldogs, I just go with whatever the management do. But when it comes to other teams, I support their players, not their clubs. And that's the truth. Clubs clubs work with players' managers without the player even knowing about it. Right? So Harry, you could actually be right in some way. They might actually Shafovsky and fucking Gould might have some plan for Cherry to go somewhere and someone else to come. And it may not even be this year. It might be next year or the year after. Sometimes, you know, you got to sign a couple of players before you get the player you want and shit like that. Like, there's so much power with the player managers, but don't you worry. Clubs have got a hell of a lot of power too. And it's in a player manager's best interest to get his player a better deal and to work with the clubs the best they can. And sometimes that's by getting things organised. Like, there's players who get told that they're being shopped around. They have no idea about it. But they actually were, and their manager was the one doing all the shopping with the club's knowledge. And the club are all for it. Like, I'm not saying that it's at the Bulldogs and that's with every player. It could be players in all sorts of different levels as well. But that's what happens in some clubs, or in all clubs actually. And no one fucking gives a shit. You know, if the Roosters do it, if the Roosters go and do one of these things, they get a pat on the back. Trent Robertson, if he drops Bronson fucking Xerri, they talk about how great he is for doing it. And you wouldn't even hear about the player chucking a stink about it. But I'm telling you, they do. If you think for 1 second that players don't get pissed off, you know, Bulldog Richie, I'll tell you now, he would have got that story that Bronson was looking to quit. But everything outside of that, I'll tell you, is just all tack on innuendo. And you can tell by the way they talk to you. Okay? listen to their words when they say things. Even when you listen to Gus's words when he was talking about it, obviously Gus knew that there was something going on. That's why he met with him to have brekkie the next morning, of course. This is the other point I want to make. Yeah, well, I think.
Shall we? You got to, mate. You know,
that's your opinion. You can have your opinion, mate. But
he's
I would
played
suggest
2
we've
years
won
of
a lot
finals,
of games.
Mate.
Huh?
2 years of finals. He's played finals 2 years in a row, mate. He's done. He's done his job. He's done everything that they've asked of him. But he's just not. You know, now he's just. They want more out of him. That's it, guys. But he's done his job for the last 2 years, from where he came from. Played finals 2 years in a row.
And this channel, we don't hang shit on these players unless we know they're hanging shit on this club. Right. And I know we take it to heart when we hear someone says they want to leave and they're not putting club first or whatever. But, you know, go back 6 years ago, we had our juniors that hadn't played a game asking for NRL fucking money to stay in this club when it was on its knees. And then we had other juniors who would have played for nothing, not getting a go. Right? Like, the club was in a fucking turmoil. Bronson Xerri's come along, and since he's been at the club, we've made finals 2 years in a row. He deserves every bit of gratitude, in my opinion, for what he's done so far. But if this club wants to win fucking premierships, our fans want it to win premierships. So when the club makes a decision, Xerri doesn't have to like it. Doesn't mean we have to go gang up on him, though. But, you know, if you think he's done nothing for 2 years, that's up to you. But I don't hang shit on players in this group. We have plenty of young kids that are coming through our ranks with family. And as you've seen on this group, family members who contribute, who donate, who put forward prizes for you guys to win as well. And we're going to get more. You know, we're going to have a Tay Cochran Las Vegas shirt for people to win shortly as well. All costs money, all given to us for our biggest supporters like yourselves to get something back additional that you would love from the Bulldogs. You know what I mean? So let's keep that mantra going. We don't have to say fuck him off. We don't have to move past people like that. We can appreciate their contribution, acknowledge they might have fucked up. I'm sure they know it, and move on. But, you know, it's not up to me to tell people how to act. I will, though. For Xerri, I hope he recaptures the form that he had when he played for Cronulla. The noise about Burton moving centre position needs to stop. Let's all predict what lineup we'll play on Thursday. Any chance Burton moves in at centre and puts those on 7? Harry. I've probably already said this and you've already heard me answer, but why the fuck would they spend all preseason making that left edge hum with the best players? I know Xerri's been dropped, but obviously everyone on the left, Burton, Critter, Kickow, Carraz. Now, if that doesn't excite you, I don't know what does. But I think, look, I'll call it out. There's so much fucking ego around people wanting to be right about Galvin not being a 7. I don't care if he's a 6 or a 7. He's playing 7. He's doing a pretty good fucking job of it. He fucked up a couple of tries. Yeah, he didn't execute some passes as good as he should have. I watched Reid Marnie pass nowhere near to the level that he was at Parramatta. And now he's back at the Cowboys. He's passing like he did that for us a fair bit. Don't get me wrong. But consistently, he had issues with his passing over 80 minutes, which was why they tried to reduce his minutes. You know, so O'Sullivan might be a genuine 7. And trust me, he's got the mindset of one. He's got a real great vision. Coaches kids. He's now helping out Greenacre Tigers. And he understands the system in defence, which is a big, important factor. He's going to come in and help us. But if you think they're going to abandon Galvin and Burton after fucking one game, where you've got Burton who's clutch. You got in so many situations, kicked so many field goals to win matches, 4 or 5 in his career to win games, even at Panthers. And remember that as well. He wasn't a centre at the Panthers. He was a fucking 5'8" or a halfback and one of their backups. To keep him, they elevated him to that team and said, can you play centre for us? We think we can win a premiership with you in the centres doing this job. Of course I'll fucking stay if I can do that. Didn't come to the Bulldogs. And I'm glad he didn't, because I think if he did, he wouldn't be with us anymore. Would have ruined his career. I think it did wonders for him. But let's not say that he goes back to his old position of centre. He's got attributes in his game which make him a great centre, but that doesn't mean he hasn't been a good 5'8" and a good player. I know it was only a trial, but if people can use watching Sean O'Sullivan, which no one gave a shit about Sean O'Sullivan until they saw him in that fucking trial, right? I can attest to it through my chats, through the podcasts, through all of the bloody stuff. That he would have been lucky to have 5 comments overly happy that he was at the club. But when they saw him make a break in that trial and get heavily involved when Burton went off, oh, fucking great. Okay, we'll take this for you then. If that trial form counts, which it should, and that's good. I'm glad we're all positive about Sean O'Sullivan. 100% glad he's a clubman at our team. And if we have some injuries, he could be someone that helps us close that gap and actually do really well in spite of losing one of our best players potentially. But go look at those tries we scored against Newcastle on that left edge early in the game with Burton and Galvin and Critter. And tell me again, there wasn't some sublime, crisp attack and passing from all those players. I just think we're so selective with what we want to believe in and what we want to see. So I just trust the club are going to do their best. We go to basically a round one game against Canberra. We've won the last 2 games against them after they beat us, I think, the previous 6 or 7 times. And now we need to play them at their home ground. They've had back-to-back short turnarounds away from home. They'll be smarting, and they won't be wanting to go down 3-0-3. We've got a chance to get on top of the ladder, right, and be 2-1 bye before we go to we play Newcastle at home next Saturday with another big break. So big moment for the Dogs. I think it's going to be a really close game. I think there's dangers everywhere for both sides.
Canberra's 1-1, don't forget. They've won 1 as well.
Oh, sorry. It's like I treat that Manly game as a loss for them. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. They haven't been that impressive, and they got their pants pulled down by the Warriors, who ran so hard in that match. And I think the Bulldogs are going to have to go out there and absolutely run like demons. That's what I want to see. You know, Hughes and King back-to-back, kick out ripping in. You know, Burton getting in the dummy half a couple of times has been so instrumental for us in some big matches. That Vegas game, going back to the semi-finals last year, that centre play, I get it. But when a 5'8" gets in there and does that, absolutely brilliant. This team want to win a comp. They got a coach. The assistant coach, I think, won the comp at the Roosters, didn't he, as an assistant?
Correct.
As their attacking coach. So let's not forget that. So maybe we can just not sit there and be so bloody critical this early in the season. And that's the reason the fucking NRL 360 go hard at us, because if we don't win by enough now, all of a sudden, or if we lose, our fans just go savage sometimes. I go savage too when I'm watching it. Don't get me wrong. But come on, give him a break. Give him a few weeks before we talk about Burton at centre, for fuck's sake.
I think, guys, we're all a bit anxious because it's been 19 days between games. Everyone's just played the game already this week in their heads, and even the next few weeks. There's been so much football we've been watching. We don't know what's going to come, so everyone's just looking at a very small sample size and making, obviously just thinking about it a lot. So yeah, it's good that you're sharing your thoughts, guys. But if it's something that we think is on the mark, we'll support it. If we don't think it is, guys, then we'll tell you otherwise. With actual facts and reasons. Guys, we're just talking about earlier. We were talking about players like when we had Critter out of the semi-final. So it's like the guys were saying here. Ben Barber in 2012. Take Walsh out last year. Broncos don't win the grand final, and even one better. Yep. Harry reckons they wouldn't have even made the 8, which I agree. Timmy was talking about the Dragons, thinking they played well for the first 60 minutes last week. Came down to some individual brilliance from the Storm. Now, Timmy, let me ask you a question as well, mate. I agree. What happened in the 60th? Turn the game. Does anybody remember what happened for the Dragons in the 60th minute when they had the grind? They were going back and forth, and all of a sudden,
Damien Cook kicked it out on the full.
Correct. So once Damien
Cook did a Toby Sexton.
He did a Toby, and that just shifted all the momentum, guys. They came down and they just scored 4 tries in that last 20 minutes. So, guys, that's the momentum. That's all these good teams need, guys. We were doing it so well against the Storm. We were on top and everything. Toby kicks it out on the full. Same thing, guys. So, very, very, very important.
This is a good comment. Shibasaki, a State of Origin player, has been dropped, and where's the conversation on that?
Exactly.
Like, they've been hammering the Broncos, but they're only interested in hammering the coach because, as I said, they want Cameron Smith. The Broncos have decided Cameron Smith's their man. Probably want to get him before Bellyache does, before the Storm get him. He may not want to coach, but he's the assistant there now. It makes fucking sense to me. And I know it's been talked about behind their doors, so don't you worry. I'm not saying the Broncos, but the club who owns the Broncos and owns NRL 360 and Fox Sports would definitely like to see Cameron Smith as the coach of the Broncos. And he's a Queenslander. All right. We are so back now. That's right. No, we won't be getting Buller for Bronson Xerri. I can tell you that right now. Love hearts from Tani. We love Tay. He played well last week against the Dragons. Jason Tamalalo let Dewey through for a try on the weekend. Taruva gave Marnie a bit of banter as well. It was hilarious. And Marnie got taken off after 55 minutes. Look, the 6 ends in that game were ridiculous against the Cowboys. I will give them that. And I think the Tigers are going to be a real momentum team. I think when they play the Panthers and teams like us at full strike, teams like the Warriors, who I can put in that conversation now, who just get there and grind all day, I think that's where they'll get most of their lessons from. But they look pretty fucking good, the Tigers. Obviously, they were running downhill. They had all the ball. They just kept snowballing.
How do you think they'll go against the Rabbitohs?
The Tigers, I think the emotion of last week from Souths could bite them a little bit. And they were off a 5-day turnaround as well. And I'm not sure about that game. I think Souths on paper still look really good. And I think South might just go out there and play some tough type footy, some Wayne Bennett sort of footy. If they do that, I think they can win. Ryan made that good comment about the Cowboys with Reed. Timmy, arrested Papa will be the difference for the Raiders. Maybe. Well, how many minutes are you going to play, Timmy? 25? Look, I think this is another thing JB said, which I agree with. Players like Papali, it's not how many minutes they play, it's just the fact that they're there make a big difference. But we will see. We will see, I think, this year that it might backfire on him, but see what happens in keeping him around for another year. Maybe they just want to have that real tough experience, club legend there for another year to help be a sort of that extra inspiration and protection for a player for like Ethan Sanders and that. But I think Trey Mooney's gone to Newcastle and said, I'm the man, boys. Let's go. And I've always liked Trey Mooney. There was talk of him going to the Dogs, and I was right up. I was right up for that. Who's giving us? Bulldogs Mike gets to come in with a question. Gus said that Latu would likely be ready next week, or the week or this week or the week after for New South Wales Cup. He hasn't been named, so I reckon next week he probably could be named. And Mitch Woods, actually no idea. Hamstrings, want to get him right, taking their time. No pressure on him. So there we go. But another ticket for Bulldogs, Mike. Another 2 tickets in the draw. And someone will win a jersey tonight, people. Good shout. O'Brien was attacking coach at the Storm when they won a comp as well. G'day, Nars691. Thoughts on Mailer Setu? I will come back to that one. Do you want to go through some there, Gas?
Yeah, so Brian's expecting us to be a bit rusty, too much time between games.
Yep.
It could be. I mean, that was the risk of having that bye. It's almost like you're starting your season all over again, guys. This is like round 1 again. I think that's how they're treating it. You know, they treated Vegas as a separate thing, and now they've started all over again, guys. It's been a reset. You know, the whole fanfare, the Bulldog Vegas trip is over, and now it's all about, you know, getting back into that grind and starting again. So the main thing is, guys, we got the 2 points, and off we go. And yes, the Dragons did lose Gutho as well, Timmy, and obviously, you know, when you play for those penalties, you have to take the risk of being pulled off by the independent doctor as well. So, yeah, but I still think, guys, the turnover from the kick for touch was the start of that, or the catalyst for that as well. So, Cherry possibly on the way out. Mailu Setu most likely will come into the squad. Are we smelling any upsets between the Storm and the Broncos, Timmy? Let's see, mate. Showy's talking about the no other club sells more news like the Doggies. They sell papers and clicks. Just read our news. That's Crawley. He's not a nice guy. So yeah, mate. Look, we've said this so many times on all the podcasts, mate. It's such an easy target. Just mention Bulldogs, guys, and everyone's done it, mate. Look, Cherry was on the front page of the news, on the sports report, on everything, guys. It's just so easy to just get us all going, guys. And, you know, look at the discussions we've all had today. So everyone's talking about it. You know, we've had unprecedented numbers and people coming on. So it's been crazy. Does anyone know what Marnie said to Montoya? Really? Don't really care, guys. Don't really care. You know, all those things happen every single time players talk to each other and jibe. Just because he left the club, it doesn't mean that it's something that has to be in news, guys. These things happen all the time. Let's watch the
Oh,
Raiders
it's a
game
fair
again.
comment, though. It's a fair comment, Gas.
Yeah,
It's a fair
let's wait.
question.
We'll find out when the Cowboys play the Dogs, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll find out by the scoreboard.
Yeah, I don't want to dwell on these things now. We're in the positive stage now. We're on the slippery slope. We're coming downhill. We're heading into Canberra, guys. So we're heading down the Hume Highway already. Let's watch the Raiders game again and see how the Warriors dismantled the Raiders. Well, don't forget, guys, that score was, what was that, 6-all at halftime? So that was a 34-0 second half, guys. Does it remind you of anything? Now, I will say one thing, guys. If you remember watching that game, if anybody watched it, not just look at the scoreline, it was raining up until halftime, and that game was pretty tight. There wasn't much ability to move a lot of ball. It was a very tight, grinding game. The rain stopped during the halftime break, and when the Warriors came out, they started playing a bit of footy, and once they got that momentum, guys, they were hard to stop. Apparently, I've just looked at the weather report not long ago. It's going to rain for about 6 or 7 hours in the morning up until about lunchtime on Thursday. So we're going to have potentially a ground that might be still carrying some residual wetness and some sog. So it'll be interesting to see, how the two teams, Dogs and Raiders, handle that on the day. Leave the chats alone, mate. You want me to go through? Get your hands off. In the sin bin, buddy.
I'm ready now. I'm back.
I'm still going through. Get your hands off.
No, Joby paid us some money, so I had to get.
I already did that, mate. I already put that on, buddy. You're not always watching the screen. That's why. Do you think the Knights will struggle without Ponga and Brown? It depends on the system they've got set up. I mean, they've got a very good player in Fletcher Sharp coming back into the team, and and the other Fletcher's in the fullback role. I mean, they've got some good players to cover. They've got another good halfback there ready to go. So, if they play with the same intensity they've been playing now, there's no reason why they can't have good results. But it's just going to be a challenge, guys. You take two of your best players out of a team, and you have to really lift. Last year when we lost Burden, everyone thought it was going to be a struggle, but next man up, Hayward stepped into the 5'8", and everybody did their job. So it's it just depends on the system they've got and how well everyone executes and goes from there.
All right. I want to talk about Male Setu. I actually don't know much about Male Setu, and I can't find him anywhere at the Bulldogs for 2026. So not too sure about him and where he's playing. He's not in any sort of lineups for this week named anywhere. So Nas 6991. If you can let us know more about Male Setu, would love to hear about that. And guys, we'll talk about Knights and the Newcastle Knights next week because that's who we're playing. Let's focus on Canberra. Amir wants to know if you're going to the game. Of course he's going. Joby's going as well. So hopefully he actually wants me to get your phone number so he can meet up with you for a coffee, Gas.
Done, no worries. As soon as we break our fast, at 7:15, it's game on.
Yeah. All right. We need Thompson badly. It's good for us. It's really good for us. I want those forwards. See, the good thing I see is that these young guys that are trying to come through, you've got Hughes there. DSF's obviously got those back issues, which is a real shame at this time of year because I could see that it's going to make them really hungry, and hopefully we see the best out of them. And just going back to the pressure on Anari Tuala, that's what this club's all about, pressure. They want these players to be under pressure. And I'll also go back to certain moments in big games. If a player in the Bulldogs in a certain position makes a real pressure-based mistake, it'll sit in the back of Serrato's mind for a long time. I swear it. I've just watched go back to some semi-finals, look at some big mistakes that have been made. I think you don't have too many chances. If you got to be pressure proof. That's what this club wants to build. Not just a team that can beat the Panthers when they have an off day or when they're not at their best. They can go to a grand final and beat the Panthers. That's what they want to build. Okay? And we're not there yet. So until we get there, we're going to see people continually not meet standards and be moved on and whatever else. But that's the other side of the story. It seems that only Canterbury move players on, right? If we move a player on, it's some insidious fucking thing. If the Roosters or the Storm or someone like that move a player on, it's just trust their judgment. They're smart. Smart move, Like, and as Brian, I think Shoei brought up before, you got it, because of the way we react, the media are all over it because they know we're going to click on it. And they know that a whole bunch of fans are going to go, yeah, that's right. Like when that news come out about Xerri, I got about 60, 70 messages from different people. Yep. Some I've never spoken to before. And they were just sending me one after the other, just all the different stuff. And they were treating every fucking headline like it was actual truth, like it come from the club even. I'm like, fuck me. Like, I appreciate the contact and expected me to know. Beautiful. But there you go, man. Like, thank you, Harry. $2.99. Doesn't quite get you a ticket, mate, but appreciate the support, brother. Really appreciate it.
Did you read his comment too, mate, before you jumped off it?
Yeah, mate.
Dogs 13
plus Chihuahua double Galva man of the match. Oh, there you go, Harry.
Well, hey, Harry, welcome to All Things Bulldogs, mate.
Well, that's the thing, Harry. You come to our show pissed off sometimes, and you'll hopefully leave feeling good about the Bulldogs. That's what our intention is, even if we've got to fucking, oversell a point.
$10 a ticket, mate. $10 a ticket. So you can throw another 7 in, mate, to finish that one off if you like.
Beautiful. Yeah. Another $8, mate. No, another $7.
Harry, the only problem is I don't know if they make jerseys that fit on you, mate. I think if you just do that little bit of a chest thing, you'll split it like the Hulk down the back. I'm not sure. You got to be careful with that one, mate.
Carrot juice, your shout then, yes.
So
what did James say? Did you see that guy in the Roosters jersey first fire in the field was a Bulldog supporter in a Roosters jersey hugging a rabbit? Is that true? Was he a Doggy supporter?
Don't know.
Who's that? Did Harry just give us another $8? Oh, thanks, Harry.
They finished the job, mate. Thanks, mate.
That's a ticket in the drawer, mate. Beautiful.
Sahtan, mate. Carrot juice, no problem. And did you notice something else? I had a squeeze at the 360 summary yesterday. I noticed they didn't talk about the amazing achievement by Alex Johnson until almost at the end of the show.
Yeah,
that's how caught up they were with all. That's how caught up. Instead of leading with that and doing a whole big song and dance about that, you're apparently the premier, Fox show on TV that does all the bits about, and it was an afterthought that they remembered right at the end. I mean, how pathetic was that? That was a joke. That was a joke. That just shows how they're not up to speed with. They're not reading the room. They're not up to speed, guys. It's all about clicks for them, mate. That's all they want. Attack the Dogs. That's it.
That's
it. But I like the way that Tallis was, given going after Reynolds, mate. See, it's there is a bit of there is something else out there, guys. It's not just us.
Sorry, guys.
Thanks,
just updating the spreadsheet.
Harry, have that on us. You guys are too positive. Love it. Yeah, mate. We love all of you guys. All of your feedbacks are very constructive, guys. I love when you guys talk about stuff that Michael's very, very passionate about. You hear me laughing in the background. It's like that, that little toy that you wind up the back of it, guys, and then when you let it go, it just starts running around. That's Michael, guys. You guys wind him up with the comments, and off you go. He just you can't stop him. I couldn't even get a word in before. 27 minutes later, he let me have a word. Did you see that, guys? 27 minutes. See,
that's right. You're the co-host, brother. This is my rooster, and I'm cooking it. That's it. Oh, I should have said chook. But anyway.
Oh my God.
There you go.
God. The Energizer Bunny. That's it.
That's just me, like a dog going for a walk, cocking my leg, just pissing all over that fence where all the other dogs piss, just saying, this is my fence. I know the way home. There you go. All right.
That's it.
But love the gas. Love the gas. Get on the gas.
That's
all right.
We got to keep saying, guys. Someone's got to keep Michael honest, mate. That's what I'm here for. You got to rein him in sometimes, guys.
That's it. On the man.
Did Aki's one come through, mate? Is that all good?
No, nothing from Aki. Did he put it through as a super chat?
Not sure. Aki, if you're on, mate, it didn't come through. Do it again. No fish, Harry. No fish, mate. Apparently you need a fishing rod to do that stuff. And some stinky bait and all that other stuff. Nah, mate. Just enjoy the views, mate.
Big thanks to all the donations tonight. It's going great. A lot of repeat donators.
Best harbour in the world.
That's it. Bulldog Mike, another 10.
I remember, Harry, fishing in New Zealand, mate, in the Coromandel. I was in a sea kayak and I was catching 50-centimetre snappers fishing from a kayak in the middle of the Coromandel. It was unbelievable. Something I'll never forget. And it was a funny story. My line got snagged and these two guys came past in a little dinghy. They were coming to get their lobsters out of this thing. And the guy said, I'll jump in the water and have a look that your line was stuck. And dead set, he was wearing scuba gear. He jumped in the water. And the other guy said to me, loosen up your line. And he went down to the bottom of the ocean and loosened and unhooked my line from the bottom seaweed and came back up. Most crazy thing I've ever seen, mate. I was like a kilometre away from the shore. It was just unbelievable. Kiwis were awesome guys. Absolutely loved it. Hey, there you go, mate. Aki's in there, mate.
There you go.
Thanks, Aki.
Thank you, Aki. Beautiful, mate.
The jersey, the jersey will be drawn soon, mate. It'll be the last thing that we do. We'll do the jersey, and we'll get that going. Thanks, Brian.
Showy, you've got 3 tickets in.
Timmy's going to the Leafs Club to watch the game on Thursday. Good job, Timmy. It's a good atmosphere there, guys. So the jersey, hey, Tani, thank you very much. The jersey that
Tani,
you
you're
win,
in the
guys.
draw, Tani. Tani,
The
you've got
jersey
5
that-
tickets, by the way.
Whoa. No worries, Tani. We always support Tay and support all the players.
And we're going to talk about New South Wales Cup in a moment and go through the team lists.
Yeah, Harry. Each $10 is one entry, mate. Correct. And also, if you're a member, I think it's a bonus entry. Is that correct, Michael?
That's right. So if you're a current member, you get a bonus entry in, which is brilliant.
Whereabouts down south did you have to go, Tani?
Might be going near you, where you live.
That's right. Yeah, mate. Don't worry. It doesn't matter how many of us will be down there, guys. Harry, Michael's collating all of the entries since they announced the prize draw 2.5 weeks ago. So it's not just what they've done today. So every time you've put $10 in over the last few weeks, that's how it's doing it. Okay, Aki, I get you now, mate. I think it did $14.99. I think, Aki.
Beautiful.
And Tani's down at Wollongong for a conference. How long's your conference for? I think I'll be going past Wollongong tomorrow on the way back home. Yeah, does that make sense, Harry? Yep. So each time somebody puts in $10, let's say they've done it over the last sort of 2 weeks, Michael just adds it all up. If it's, for example, $50, then it's 10 tickets. If they're a member, they get a bonus ticket, so and so. So, yeah. So if you've put money in the past as well, in the last, since we announced the competition, then obviously that'll contribute as well. 3-day conference. Oh, don't worry, I'm stuck in a 2-day conference, but I'll be finished tomorrow. James got his Vegas training tee today and got the pink one yesterday. Awesome, mate. Yeah, you can see us there, mate, wearing our pink ones. It's yep. I'll be sporting that. I'll be sporting that one later as well. Do you want to bring us back up a bit bigger on there, Mike?
Oh, sorry, buddy.
Not sure if it lets me do it or not on the phone.
Look at that.
Sounds like.
Look at that. You can see me shirt in the background. I can't do it reversed. That's me shirt for the March On for Soldier on. And on this side, the Don't Break Defense. No entry beware of dogs. There you go.
The latest invention.
There you go. So for people who haven't donated, look, this draw was about all the regulars that come on all the time, and it was about you. And all of our draws are going to be about you. Obviously, we'll advertise it occasionally and try and grow it a little bit, but these good prizes are about everyone who continues to give money, whether we're raising money for charities or whatever it is. You just keep giving your hard earned and really appreciate it, and do not take it for granted at all. Could stop tomorrow. It's all a privilege to me, and it really helps it's helping a lot. And and enabling us to do what we do. And we're now going to make sure that we do a review together a lot of the time. Sometimes it'll be just me, because I might not be right to do a review straight after a game. I may have to, collect my thoughts and put them the best way I can into something that I do. Oh, Amir, you want to win a jersey with Critter? Well, you just need to do a super chat for $10, Amir. And if you want it to get 2 tickets, you also join as a subscriber for a minimum. I think it's $1.50 a month or $2.99 or something. And then you get 2 tickets.
Yep.
People who donated to me through Don't Buy Me a Coffee, I think I had 5 donations there. You guys are getting double tickets there. All right. So you got 2 tickets for every 10 there. And if you're already a subscriber as well, you get another one. So some people have got multiple. I'm just almost finished collating the amount of tickets at the moment. Thank you, Timmy. But we've got to keep it fair, Tim. We've got to keep it fair, brother.
That's it, Timmy. Sorry, buddy. Amir wants to talk about the keys to victory. Mate. The keys to victory, Amir. It's going to be
Dogfather's keys to victory.
Everybody doing their job, guys, on the night, staying connected in defence. And I think there's going to be a few surprises in attack, guys. There's going to be a bit of a little bit more attacking flair each time we play, guys. The Dogs are going to start to show their hands slowly. But you can just picture this, guys. You've had the whole off-season and you've been training to increase your attack, let's say, right? So now we've got to the stage where we're starting to play some games. It's the time when you start to basically slowly try to put it together in the games. No matter how many times you do it at training, when you put it in game day, under pressure, everything you've trained, you're going to have to start to do it now. We've only played one game on a small field. I think the time is going to come slowly now over the next few weeks when they start to trial all these things they've been, working on and training for. And, I'm really expecting to start to see a bit more in attack. The only thing I can say is if you look at the overall league at the moment, the average points scored across the league has been enormous. There's been a lot of big blowout scores. It's going to remain to be seen whether we can start jumping on the back of that and dominating some games like that. That is, what we spoke about in the off-season. When I said in the off-season we were having our podcast, the time that we start to break away and start putting teams away and we're doing it comfortably and winning games, after 50, 60 minutes, that's when we're going to start being dominant. Until we start doing that, it's just going to be making sure we get 2 points, which is why last year we had to win so many games 2 or 3 times. So, yeah, so I think the main thing is going to be everyone doing their job, and you know what? If everyone's focusing on Galvin to Preston, that's great, mate, because then out the back, you've got to have Tawala hitting Montoya. There's going to be awesome things out there as well. Back on the other side, I don't even think we focused too much on our left side the other day, especially, inside their 20, But if you remember, guys, when we needed to the other day, we still made 5 line breaks. When we needed to, we started making breaks. The only thing that hurt us was we didn't have the patience in that game to hold on to the ball and stick it through. We were basically just trying to be a bit more razzle-dazzle and score from every line break we made, and we cost ourselves cheap possession at the end of those sets. So I think, when we wanted to put our foot down, we were able to. So, but yeah, second phase play is going to be critical as well. So, our 2 major exponents, Kikau and Karaz, I've noticed in the other games these weekends, that second phase play is killing teams, guys. It's one thing to defend a 6 again, when you've got your line set, but when you've got a broken line and you've just made a tackle and there's 4 blokes or 3 blokes in a tackle and a pass comes out, all of a sudden there's a broken line. And if your team is not defending that correctly, then teams are going to carve you up. And the Bulldogs, we know, they love to throw that pass a few passes wide once they've got an offload. So that's looking forward to that. Yeah, Brian's saying we've got to learn how to do the buy me a coffee thing. Yep.
I'll show you the So with the keys to victory, Gas, Amir was actually referring to a weekly preview video that I used to do separate to the podcast.
Yep.
Which was the Dogfather's keys to victory.
Yes.
Which I will do. We need our defence to win this game. Feel as our attack need doing the right with our defence. Need to watch the Raiders offloads. It's a must. Any players
Well,
look
Michael,
forward to seeing in Ron Massey Cup?
Michael, we
Yep.
just received Gas's keys to victory, mate. That's why.
It's not the same, brother.
That doesn't matter, mate. It doesn't matter, mate. My style is definitely not your style, mate.
It's the Gas style.
I'll do it my way. You do it your way, buddy.
Mate, as long as you look good doing it, I'm all for it, mate. I'm all for it.
It's not me looking
and we've
good.
got beautiful scenery in the background there.
That's it, mate.
Beautiful scenery. I can tell you what, doesn't get much better than that. Sydney Harbour Bridge. How you keeping the light on your face?
Yep. I just put the screen on bright, mate.
Oh, okay.
It's your face. It's the reflection of your face, mate.
All right. I'm just going to get some stuff up on the screen. Oh, no, wrong one.
You got to look at Ron Massey, or what are you doing?
I'll get this Ron Massey team up. Oh, it is showing. It's right there. It's been going for a while. So, Nico Mealy, obviously, the fullback. Sasai Kafusi. Damon Humphreys, who played a bit of Jersey flag already this year. Malachi Filippo, another one. Toby Sullivan, big boy. And Louis Grossemi in the second row, getting to push. He's obviously on the verge of making New South Wales Cup. So, look, I'm hoping that they have a better season with a bit more depth. I expect they will. And as we see players go back to New South Wales Cup from NRL, players that need to get that time in their legs, that's going to see players that are named in those cup teams shift back. Some of those players will go back to Flegg or Ron Massey. Like, there'll just be a big sort of butterfly effect, shuffle on effect from it. But I'm really excited with this New South Wales Cup side, to be honest. Bronson in there with Jed. Sasai Latini's gone back to the back row in Jersey flag, which will strengthen them. Joey Tealpa, Alex Connie, Fletcher Baker, who's on the extended bench for NRL with Lipoi Hopoi. Jordan Chen Kum Tong, Zion Mayu will be looking for a much better performance than round one in the New South Wales Cup. Hopoi on the edge with Spinks. Jack Todd to start at lock. He'll be looking to get that extra fitness from what he started with. Justin Matamua makes his New South Wales Cup debut with Jack Underhill and Fami Toilalo. Great to see him back.
Go, Fami!
And he was one of our standouts off the bench in round one against the Dragons. I know we lost, but guess what, guys? I was impressed with that performance in many ways. And these sides, I think, are going to build really nicely into the season and provide the Bulldogs with the depth they need when the whips start cracking at different times throughout the year. So looking forward to the Double Jacks. Daniel O'Donnell didn't mind his performance in the first game coming on as hooker. We've also got our Jersey flag side, and there's a bit of a surprise there. Raymond Peru is 18th man, which I found interesting. Some of the names on this are a bit funny. So Zane Walker's got the fullback spot for flag with Mickey Nassar and Sheldon Hayward on the wings. You've got Hamish Wilson and Eamon Fitzgibbon in the middle centres. Latrell Fing and Bronson Rubin. I think that spine, it's got a bit of work to do to get itself going. Obviously, Bailey Myers with a lot of talent. Patrick Carey at number 8. David Leota, Sasai Latini, Sasefu Finau, and Bud Smith, the captain. And I can't actually see the bench at the moment, but I think Patrick Young is named on that bench, and he will be making his first appearance for the club in 2026 in the top 30 as a backup hooker. So good to see. He'll obviously get a fair bit of time in there as well. Just waiting for that to come up. Yeah, so Patrick Young at 14, Chase Patterson at 15, Lincoln Cliff, who's played a fair bit, and Alien Chong Ni with the reserve player Raymond Peru, Josh Jackson, the coach. Got some stats up here, guys. Bulldogs versus Raiders, recent scoring trends. In the last 5 meetings, no combined total has gone below 40 points. So if that interests you, they're generally pretty close games. 22-18 win to the Bulldogs in 2024. The highest total in the last 5 matches is 64 points. That was 34-30 win to the Raiders in 2023, where we were pretty average with our forward pack that day. That was horrible. From the kickoff, they scored from a first set where they got made about 60 metres post-contact. In the last 5 meetings, 2 of the games have been drawn at halftime, and 2 of the last 3 meetings, the team leading at halftime has lost. So some interesting stats right there. Try scoring trends in the last 3 meetings. Crichton as a Bulldog has scored a try in every game. He has 4 tries in the last 3 games against the Raiders. And against the Raiders, he has an overall career record of 9 tries from 7 appearances. So he's definitely a B in their bonnet. Also in the last 3 meetings, Hudson Young has scored a total of 3 tries against the Bulldogs. And in the last 5 meetings, a Raiders centre has scored a combined total of 7 tries. In 2 of the last 3 meetings, wingers Jacob Carraz and Xavier Savage have scored a try. And in the last 4 meetings, a Bulldogs winger has scored a try. And in the last 2 meetings, the Bulldogs left wing has scored a try. So some little trends in there that might be there if you like to have a bit of a flutter, or you just want to keep an eye on how the attack's sort of gone. The last stat we've got from Dave's deep dive is record after bye in the last 2 years. The Bulldogs have improved their record after a bye. 2023, we had 0 wins from 3 games. 2024, we had 1 win and 2 losses. 2025, we had 2 wins and 1 loss. Our Thursday night record in 2025, the Bulldogs, we played 4 matches, only winning 1 against the understrength Panthers. But we've only played about 5 Thursday night matches in the last couple of years. And the 1 game we played on a Thursday in 2024, we smashed the Dragons. We scored 44 points to 12 or 14 or something like that. So 44-12. So there you go. So one last stat, winning margins in the last 5 matches. In the last 5 meetings, no team has won by more than 12 points. The average winning margin over the last 5 games between our 2 clubs is 7.6. The biggest winning margin is 12, and the lowest is 4. So there you go. Thank you very much, Dave. Beautiful deep dive into that. We've also got SG Ball, Harold Matts, Jersey, Lisa Fiola, Tasha Gale. Our man CJ Uday is playing at centre again. Matthew Barakat at half. David Bryanton at fullback. Lots of good kids to watch out for and see. What's the latest comments, bro?
So we need to. They were talking about we need our defence
Yep.
Hang on, mate. Don't press it at the same time, mate.
Not touching it.
Okay. We need our defence to win this game. I feel as attack. We need to earn the right with our defence first. Need to watch the Raiders offloads. It's a must. James is saying it's gaslighting. What I'm doing here, gaslighting. There you go. Thanks, James. Nice one, buddy. Smart. Amir just checked in the away supporter bay is sold out. Yes, mate. I had a look yesterday, and I think there was only about 8 tickets left in the away bay. So I think if there's anything left now, it'll be in the GAs, guys. So fill up the GAs. There's a lot of Bulldog supporters in the GA as well. But the supporter bay is full. Bay 73, it's completely full as well.
Yeah.
Timmy was saying that Fletcher Baker was solid in round 1 for New South Wales Cup. Yes, he was, mate. And Michael's gone over that a lot. Cheering for everything to go good for Jack Todd this year, mate. Fingers crossed,
Good
mate. Yeah, mate.
Good shout out.
Hoping that he does. Bulldog Mike was just about to ask about Patrick Young, and I think you must have covered that. Timmy's asking if Sheldon Hayward is related to Bailey.
No, he's not.
And there's an answer straight away. There's an answer there, and it's got Sheldon is a Kiwi and he's of Maori heritage.
Yeah.
So, and big thumbs up to Tani, and Timmy's thanking Bulldog Mike. So, Bulldog Mike 75.
So we're looking for a big game from Tay this week, Tani. So tell him we're all behind him and can't wait to see him play. He's definitely our next in line fullback from New South Wales Cup if they don't shuffle up. First graders, of course, first. But definitely seeing him getting his body behind, get more confident talking out there. You can see his chit-chat on the field's getting better. And obviously he likes to break a few ankles as he steps past some people as well. So we saw Lip training doing that, which was Tani, a funny little video.
Tani, I saw Tay the other day when he was leaving training, and I told him that you've been coming on and saying hello to us. So he was very happy. I said your sister loves you, mate. She supports you a lot, so he was very happy. But he's had a great pre-season, and I really love the way that he's putting his body on the line in defence. So he's playing way above his weight. So absolutely love it. And you know what that helps? It's the fact that he's got that fitness level that he's got allows him to do whatever he tries to do. So that's a huge benefit, guys. When you've got when you've got that fitness, guys, if any of you have ever sort of had that supreme fitness, where you've got your body fine-tuned, you feel like you're unbreakable, guys. You just go out and you go hard and you do. I've had that feeling for 5 minutes in my life.
I wouldn't know what you're talking about, Gav, to be honest.
but yeah, that's why, guys, someone like a Lockie Galvin, as well as like Tay and those guys that are super fit in the team, they keep running all day and they just back themselves because they know that they've got, that under control. And some of the best players in the comp are really fit players that just have a big motor. And then when you get into those tough situations at the end of a game, you make the better decisions, guys, because they still got that fitness. They've still got that ability to still be doing well. Timmy talking about some fancy footwork there at training by Lipboy. Yep. No worries, Tani.
That was hilarious.
Yes. Even the cameraman went with it.
like Tay actually does break ankles with his step. Lipboy, it's like they let him through on that.
Tani agree. Yeah, fitness is the key. And Tani, you've played top level sport as well. You know what it's like when you feel fit. You can just do whatever you want out there. So, you just.
Well, I wish I was fit, but it actually works well for me because in competitive sport, whether it's been basketball, soccer, rugby league, not so much rugby league, nowhere really to hide out there. But everything I do, I get underestimated, and it's great when I first start playing anything because get underestimated, and next minute I'm scoring on people and doing shit. But once they work me out, and once So after about 3 minutes, when I'm out of breath and out of fitness, it all falls apart.
Yeah.
So the punchline
Yeah.
took a while to get to, but
It's Tani's a bit worried because he's got some skinny legs, so it scares her when he steps. That's all right. It's
that's what you want.
probably like chiseled, probably chiseled. Tani, just look at it in a positive.
Ewan
Probably,
McGrady had skinny legs. Love it.
Tani, I'll go back. I'll go back to Rocky 4. I'll go back to another Rocky when he was getting he couldn't knock him down, and he goes, he's not human. He goes, he's like a piece of iron. When Drago couldn't knock him down, you know, he didn't look like he was all that. Drago towered over him, but it's all about being chiseled and having that toughness. That's all that matters.
I thought you were talking about me, guys.
Yeah, no.
You're talking about
I'll pass
Rocky.
on that, mate.
Oh.
There you go, mate. Mike Cooler's got you out of retirement, mate. You want starting winger at the Bulldogs.
Well, look, they say Marcello Montoya is pretty slow, but he's not that fucking slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, Nick, we've got to do this draw, people. Who wants this draw happening? I think I do.
All right. Let's go, guys. Let's get a winner.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready, but so keep going.
Okay. Timmy doesn't want you on the wing, mate. He stuck you in the front row. Thanks, Timmy. What are you trying to say about him, Timmy? It's all good. It's all good, mate. It's all fun and games. And Timmy's saying that Tay's ticking all the boxes, and we wish him all the best this weekend and for the season too. And Brian's saying that Mick lasting 3 minutes, giving himself about 2 minutes too much credit. You said it, mate. Hey, but then listen, I've got to say one thing, Brian. This bloke has been walking a couple of kilometres every single day this month, and he's going to do it for the whole month. So he's been going. He's been going long, mate.
After this show, guys.
There you go, guys. He's still been going long.
Live in the dark because I might get a bit scared out there by myself. Walking around at 10:30 at night. Just tell everyone on live in case you want to come down and scare me or startle me.
Hey, Mike Cool wants to
take me dog with me.
Hey, Mike Cool wants us to host a footy match against other podcasts. Mick is the coach. Yeah, you can be the coach, mate.
I'll be the coach, Mike. I'll be the fucking coach. I won't be playing, that's for sure.
Look, guys, here's my. If you guys can give me at least 6 months preparation for that game, I'll make a comeback, guys. All right, I'll make a comeback.
They play that game every year with all the podcasters. We might be able to get you into that next year. Yeah, well, if you let me know in advance, mate. If you get me in there, mate, I'll come back. You motivated.
I'll tackle Jared Hayne. Don't worry.
A lot of people get in there and do ACLs and fucking Achilleses and everything because they don't take it seriously enough.
I'll get ready for it, mate. I'll get ready for it. Tony's excited to get the raffle.
Yeah.
Harry's asking what jersey. Harry, you can choose any of the current jerseys. Obviously, we were pushing it as the Vegas jersey, the one with the player's name on the back. But if you want to choose one of the other ones, I think up to that, $170 whatever dollar value that they have at the Bulldog store, then that's fine, mate. If you don't like the one with the Vegas with the Bulldogs, I don't know if you want the one with Galvin on the back. I'm kidding, mate. Or Cherry on the back, or Birdo, or whoever you want. But yeah, you can choose your own, or you can just put Dirty Harry on the back, mate. You put your own name on there. Tani, Michael's going great, raising money for a great cause. Yes, couldn't agree more. He's been on fire, and he's been so committed to it. So it's been awesome. Yeah, Brian. Yeah, mate. We've all of us have done what we can. Put some money in there. Yes, Tani, I will make a comeback. Okay, it's been a long time since I graced those Ostag fields, but I've tried. I tried a couple of years ago, and I tore every single hamstring and calf and everything in my body. because my mind wanted me to do things that my body said I'm not ready for. And it was just a comp out at Karela, and the guys were like, "Come on, mate, you know, you're 2 steps ahead of us." But mate, my body just could not keep up. By the time I finally tore everything and got myself ready, the season was over. And thanks, mate. I got a training partner already. Thanks, Timmy. Harry wants Tuala's name on the back of his jersey. Yay! Look at the man supporting him, mate. We've converted him already. Go, Harry. Harry, you sick bastard. Wish I could donate $10, but I'm waiting for a new card at the moment, so I can't buy anything. Best of luck to everyone. No worries, Mike. No worries, mate. We got your support there. Tony, that would be you if you tried to play. Oh my God, I know. Don't. Yeah. Honestly, that day that I did all that, I could not walk to the car. I remember it was like, let's say 100 meters to get to my car. It took me a half an hour. I had to keep stopping. I could not get there. I was struggling. And yeah, they talk about age catching up, guys. Oof. It's a milestone year this year. Not looking forward to it. But yeah, it's good fun. I did have a health kick last year. I did get into some training. I had. That's why I was seeing Harry, seeing Salah at the Crunch Fitness at the gym. I was, watching my food. I was doing a few things. I lost a few kilos, but yeah, I still reckon, guys, my goal. I still reckon I can go back and come a few months. I reckon I can make it back into the Oztag and go and try to play for Australia again in the over 50s. Ooh, who knows? But that's the goal one day. Make a late comeback. Nah, mate. I wish, mate. My mind is one thing, and yeah, it's the body's is something else at the moment. But one thing I never do is I never quit until you beat me. If you beat me, I'm the first bloke to congratulate you, but I never quit. But no matter what I play, I've got every single apparatus, every single squash racket, tennis racket, cricket. I've got every single thing, and I'll have a go at anything. And anyone who beats me, good luck. Obviously, the only sport I play actively now is golf. So if anybody wants to have a hit, let me know. We'll have a whack. Timmy's wishing everyone best of support. Yeah, mate. Brian, approaching 50, mate. The body doesn't. Yeah, I know, mate. Having an argument with it all the time. Birdo to centers and nah, mate. Tavita. I think if you go back to the start of the podcast and listen to Michael, he's given us the reasons about that one. Birdo's still the best 5'8" in the club, mate. So good luck in the raffle to everyone. Yep, Harry. Yeah, mate. Salah's an absolute machine, mate. I'll tell you one thing about Salah that I always absolutely loved playing with him. For me, he still was the best runner out of dummy half ever. He had an amazing. Hey, we got a late one in there, mate. Zreg's just popped in $10, mate. Thanks, Ryan.
Oh, he's got another one. I've already put him into.
Yeah, add another ticket for him, mate. Come on. Yeah, mate. Harry Salah's got one of the best dummy half runs, mate. He actually veers away. He's got. Some people just jump out of dummy half and go. He actually does it. He's got this angled run that he does, like almost like a U shape, but then he accelerates quickly as he sort of reaches that crescent, and he just takes off, and he makes some really good meters all the time. So, thank you, Tani. I never say never. I still talk to the guys that are involved in the Oztag, and we still talk all the tactics, and I still help the guys and do whatever they can. Mate, I will never say no about anything, mate. Give me a paddle and let's go, mate. I will have a go. I used to play a lot of tennis and stuff, so let's have a go. Mate, there is no release because he never asked for it. So Cherry never asked for a release yet. He's whoever he had basically contact Dean Ritchie was talking about that because he was frustrated, and he wanted to get it out there. So, but yeah, he's never asked for a release, and obviously over breakfast the next day, Gus slowed that down. and got him back on board. There's Aki there, guys. He'll train with me. That's my son. He wants me to train, but we'll have to go to the gym. Okay,
That's
boss.
it.
Yes, boss. No worries, mate.
Aki will be playing front row next year, mate.
No, he's not a front row, mate. I reckon we can put him in the lock or something, mate. I reckon Aki can be like Brad Clyde, mate.
All right, people. I've got the board already.
Whoa, is that time, guys? It's 11 o'clock. Look at that. 10 o'clock Queensland time, 11 o'clock Sydney time. We've got 55 loyal souls sitting there waiting in anticipation to see who's going to win the jersey. Oh, man. This
So,
one deserves
some-
this one deserves a
There's
couple of
all.
drum rolls.
So I've put all the multiple ones on. Done all the multiples.
Oof.
Might make that bigger if we can.
Yeah, make it bigger, mate. Give the people what they want.
How's that look? Oh yeah.
That's how everybody's feeling at the moment, guys. Everyone's heart is racing. So's mine.
I'll talk to Jag 1330 after we do the celebration of this. I'm going to hit the spinner now. I'm actually really nervous.
Let's go, guys.
Here we go.
Jersey up for grabs. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And the winner is
Brian.
Woohoo! Well done, Brian.
Well
Go,
done,
buddy.
brother. Brian won
Congratulations.
the Jacob Preston number plate for his niece, and now he's
Whoa.
won a Bulldogs jersey of his choice.
Wow.
Well done, Brian.
Awesome.
Yeah, Brian had 3 entries in the draw, 3 or 4 entries.
Well
so
done.
well done, mate. Thank you so much, bro.
Well done, guys.
So happy for you, Brian. And I've got your details, Brian. So I will send you messages. Just to find out what size you want. If you don't want one of those Vegas jerseys, you can get anything from the store up to the same value. And we'll order it and have it sent straight to your home, matey.
Is Brian in
I've already
Sydney?
got your address, which makes it even easier. So I just want to
Is
say
Brian
a
in
big
Sydney?
thank you. Hey?
Is Brian in Sydney?
Yes, he is out in the west. So not too far from Timmy, actually. It's probably a long way, but on a map it doesn't look too far. But yeah, I just want to thank everyone who's continued to put in for these, and guess what, people? There'll be another one coming up. There'll be another few coming up, actually. So at different times. So we want to give back, and it's a substantial gift to win. Next week we'll have our regular stuff that we put up. If we get to our $50, we don't expect to get there every week, but collectively, people who continue to be a member and stuff, you will all get a chance at winning some great merchandise. So
thank you very much for all the comments, guys. Everybody's been wishing Brian all the best. And
Yep.
Brian, congratulations, mate, out at the draw. Mate, let's have a look. Maybe we'll, maybe if we want, maybe Michael, we can organise. I can collect it, mate, and I'll maybe even personally deliver it to you, mate. Let's see how we go. Whatever gets it to you, mate. We'll work it out.
Yeah, let us know, Brian, if that's an option. Probably saves $10 on postage, but either way, it's not a drama. But yeah, Gas part of his role. He's out and about and doing his thing, and he can easily
Yeah, mate.
he's got to head out that way anyway half the time, so he'll be able to go and drop that off for you if you like. But Brian, did you want to let everyone know
which
the
jersey?
jersey player? I can open up the team store now and
let's
show
open it up, mate. Let's show us.
How's that sound? So let's get that up there.
Thank you all for your support, guys. But like Michael said, there's a few more surprises this year, and this won't be the last one. So, yep, you'll have another chance, guys.
So there
no
we
worries,
go.
Brian. No worries, mate. Sorry, Haz. Michael rigged it, mate. He rigged it. He took your name out. He didn't want to tell you, mate. Why'd you take Harry's name out, mate?
Let's make sure it's in there. It's definitely in there. I'll put it in.
That's all right, Harry. I'm just teasing you. I'm just having a go at Michael for you, mate.
Just quietly, I was sort of hoping you won, Harry.
He's thinking critter, mate. He's thinking critter. What size are you, mate? Yeah.
All right, I just got to find the bloody. I've done it somewhere. Where is it?
Critter.
Oh, here it is. So we go to men. O'Neill's range.
On these ones, they're usually about a size on the slow side. So if you're a large, maybe go XL. If you're an XL, go double. If you're a medium, go large. I don't know. Unless you're smaller than that.
Oh, Las Vegas, isn't it? It's under Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas.
They were all there today. Where are they?
Is that the one on the right there? Is it? Oh no, it's the white one, isn't it? Aki, if you're still there, can you find it, mate? Tell us if it's there or not.
It was there
Aki
yesterday.
knows his way around that site. Aki knows his way around that site like the back of his hand.
It was there, and all the sizes were there. This is making me feel pretty shit.
They still had some. They still had some in the store the other day. What size are you, Brian? Let's check.
Yeah. Oh, the green training jerseys in now too.
Yeah, they added those today, I think.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Added?
Well, I think you can get names added to the back. That's ridiculous. Let me check something here. Add a name or number of your choice. So we can make it work. It'll just cost us a little bit extra money, but that doesn't matter because that's what we promised and that's what we can do. And we get it cheaper anyway at the members price. So look, we'll get in contact with the club and see what's happened to those because they were there yesterday and they're not there today. But we can it's basically just a home jersey, but it shrunk the sponsor a little bit, didn't it? So it could fit the name on it. Is that right?
Yeah, I'll just have a look at I'm just sending you the I'm sending you the photo now. I took it to the store the other day, so have a look at that. I don't know if you can put that on there. Tell me if you received that. I don't have another screen to hold up, but that was at the store the other day. They still got them there in the store. I don't think they would have sold out.
All right, Brian, will you check with us? Either way, we can still get Crichton on the back as a name and get the number 4 on it.
He wants the one. He wants the one for his niece. So it might have to be a girl's one potentially.
Oh, okay. Yep. So we can do that. You just get back to us, Brian. Let us know, and we'll contact the store and see what we can do, and let you know what it's going to be. But we can get the name on it, no problem. If it costs us extra 20, $30. Doesn't worry. Doesn't matter. I think they were $20, $30 extra anyway for those ones.
Oh, they charge. Yeah, we have a look.
But she's going to love that, obviously. So that's a massive, massive thing. And, or if you wanted to just go for a jersey without a name, we can, there's some other stuff there that you can throw in as well, some other accessories.
Maybe, Brian, let her have a look at the jerseys that are available and see if there's a preference that she might like as well.
Yeah.
So one thing I learned with choosing for someone else, they have a different eye than you've got, mate. Let them choose. Yeah. Something I thought was nice.
Sure,
someone else
work
didn't.
It out. That's just annoyed me though, because it was there yesterday. As I did a little video yesterday promoting it, and it was there. So
that's all right, mate.
They're all on back order as well, and every size was available, and every player was available. It's just disappeared. So, but that doesn't matter. Doesn't worry. We'll contact the club if we can get you that exact one in the size for your niece, a girl's jersey. That's what we'll do. If we have to get something as close to that as possible, that's what we will do. The team store will determine what we do, but well done to you, Brian. Yeah, well,
maybe because Brian was giving it to his niece, the generosity paid off.
That's it. Very generous.
Right,
she's done all right. She got the Jacob Preston number plate, which was I purchased via the Nighttime podcast. It's a Newcastle show that talk about all footy. They're not too bad. They love their footy.
There's a very, very bad smell here at the moment. It's someone's doing some weed.
Get it into you, brother.
Disgusting.
Yeah, $189.99 for a name jersey minus the membership fee. I think it'll be about $165 probably. So yeah, it doesn't cost us much more in the long run. So that's all good. Dave donated the money, and we've got the money there for that jersey and whatever else we do, which is brilliant. I did want to go back to a question that was raised from Jag 1330. Yeah, Jag, shouldn't Xerri stay and suck it up? The other center is the best center in the game. Surely he should learn. I don't think it's about that, mate. I think he's learned quite a bit from Critter, and my suggestion is that there's a bit of writing on the wall. There's opportunities in the marketplace right now for good centers. He's obviously learned a lot. And then there's just whether the Bulldogs think he's up to it right now at this point in time for what they demand and what they want. So it's not all about Xerri. I think it's the only thing I'll give the NRL 360 show sort of any credence is it's probably a bit of both. There's a bit of stuff happening on both sides of the fence, and obviously the Bulldogs are going to leave it in his court to do what he needs to do. But all the speculation about where he's going to be and who's going to be right and who's going to be wrong about all of that, I couldn't give a shit. So he's going to be playing with New South Wales Cup hopefully tomorrow or the next day or whatever it is. Saturday, sorry. It's only Tuesday. Damn it. It's been too long. Can't wait for Thursday night. It's going to be a big night. And as I said, Brian, get in touch with me, mate. We'll talk on the messages, and we'll see what we can do for your beautiful niece. The NFL ones were sold out, Harry. There doesn't look to be much left in the Vegas range, so they got the varsity jackets still, the basketball singlet, and one of the hats. I might look on my because it was on my phone where I saw everything, and it was all there yesterday. So annoying. Anyway, Gas, you got any final words for tonight?
Thank you very much, everyone, for your generosity. It's been a great campaign. Thanks a lot, Dave, for your contribution to donating the jersey, and whatever you've done for everyone, and everyone else who's also contributed. It's been a great couple of weeks, guys. So I think that final week of waiting for the Vegas game, we all got a big sort of drug fix on having a podcast every night, and everyone's generosity really spilled over. So it was really good. I'm looking forward to this game this week, just to get back into the grind, guys, and have some footy to talk about. Kind of gets a bit hard watching every other team and your team's not playing. So looking forward to that. But looking forward to being at the game this week, guys. So yeah, really exciting stuff. But that's all I've got to say, guys. If anyone's going to be at the game, message me, let me know you're going to be there. We'll be in the game there, guys, in the away bay. Come and say hello. You'll see the banner, and looking forward to it.
All right, beautiful stuff, mate. Nah, it's all gone off the mobile now as well. So annoying. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thanks, brother. Yeah, that's how we can do it. James has just sent me how we can get a name on there and a number and stuff, and it'll be a great memento regardless. Costs about the same.
Let's see what the niece wants, then we'll support her from there.
All right, thanks, Brian. I'll look out for you, and as soon as you know what you want, even if you can go to the team story and have a look as well. If you want her size in a lady's jersey with a number and the name, we'll get it all sorted. And you can let us know if you want Gas to bring it out to you, or if you want us to get it sent in the mail. But people, what a great night. Thank you, everyone, once again. It's been bloody brilliant. And I think that's me done for tonight. Thank you again, Gas. You've been wonderful. You got a long drive now. Early start tomorrow?
No, not too far. We're just another 40-minute drive tonight. It's okay.
I'm
staying in Sydney tonight, boys.
Beautiful.
Head back home tomorrow.
Yalla some kahara, Gas, with your fish. We love being the underdogs. That's
Thanks,
it.
Hez.
Sorry, I probably didn't talk enough about the game, guys, tonight. Sorry about that. If I get time, I'll send a video through of where it's going to happen and not happen. But I'm much better as the season goes on, seeing where the standards are and what's the ins and outs of the week in, week out sort of stuff on how they do things. I don't think there'll be too much change up. But drive safe, Gas. That's right. Thanks, Bulldogs, Mike. Thanks James. Thanks, Harry. Thanks, Michael. And thank you so much, Timmy. And we will see you all very, very shortly, probably Thursday night, hopefully in good spirits, win or loss. But go the Dogs.
Take it easy, guys. Thank you.
Yo, what up, guys? Want to give a massive shout out to All Things Bulldogs. If you guys haven't watched their podcast, check them out. Let's go.
Hey guys, Tuesday nights, All Things Bulldogs podcast. Make sure you get onto it. Go the Doggies.
Shout out All Things Bulldogs. Every Tuesday night, mate.
All Things Bulldogs, mate.
All Things Bulldogs, YouTube, Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. That's it. Every week, mate.
All Things Bulldogs. Big shout out. Up the Doggies.
Every Tuesday night we do a podcast, mate. We're big supporters, mate.
Things Bulldogs.
Yeah. Josh.